Hello everybody, it is Michael from Hallowed Thrills back with another video, and today we have some extremely exciting news. Our friends over at HNNightmares over on Twitter and Instagram and their own personal blog have finally posted the Speculation Map 2021 version 2 over on their Twitter today being Thursday, right? Thursday, June 10th. Is when they posted the new speculation map. So we're going to cover that today for you guys. Has a whole bunch of stuff including houses, scare zones, and a new show. So we'll bring that to you guys. But first, before we get into that, make sure that you are subscribed and have the bell notification turned on to get notified whenever I post a video. And also while you're at it, do not forget to check out my Instagram and my Twitter. Links for both of those are in the description at Hallowed Thrills, so go check that out. I tweeted out and shared on my story on Instagram the speculation map before I did this video, so you guys could see it beforehand. But now I'm going to do my breakdown of it. So we are going to start our breakdown of this speculation map with the houses. So, like the past couple of years, we have 10 houses as always, and now we're going to talk about starting from the front of the park all the way to the back and then wrapping back around to Hollywood. So we're going to start off going A through J. Starting off with number A, with the letter A, is Bride of Frankenstein Lives. This is a returning house from HHN Light that we had last year, and it is going to be one half of Soundstage 23. Now moving on to the letter B, we have Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Still don't have any idea which Texas Chainsaw Massacre is going to be, but this is going to share the other half of Soundstage 23 with The Bride of Frankenstein Lives. Then moving on to C. C, we have Revenge of the Tooth Fairy. Once again, another returning house from HHN Light last year. And this is going to be in the exact same spot, Soundstage 24, where Us was in 29. Now also, sharing the other half of that soundstage at the D spot, we have HHN Icons Captured. Still, has not changed over the past couple maps. Soundstage 24, it's still looking like that's going to be the house for that. Now we're moving on to E. Once again, still not changed for this one. That's why we're moving through so quickly. MIB Tent, Welcome to Scary, Horrors in the Heartland is going to be this house. This, I believe, is going to be our anniversary house. There's been rumors that this is going to include stuff from Meets, the Invasion Scare Zone, possibly stuff from Seeds of Extinction, but it's going to be a whole bunch of stuff that revolves around Cary, Ohio, that has been past original houses or scare zones. Now moving right next door to that, we have letter F, which is in Sprung Tent 2, and this is Wicked Growth, Realm of the Pumpkin. Now, this isn't Realm of the Pumpkin King. There's nothing about Pumpkin King. This is just Realm of the Pumpkin. Still, nothing has changed with this one. I'm really interested to see how this one turns out. This one, as of right now, is still pretty high up on my hype list, as from what we saw in the Scare Zone t-shirt last year that we got, you could see the Pumpkin King, and he looks pretty terrifying, so I'm interested to see how the rest of the characters in that house look. Now, next up, we have G, which is Puppet Theater Captive Audience. This is in Sprung Tent 1, where Nightingales was. Sorry, little brain fart there. But yes, this is where Nightingales was. Sprung Tent 1, Puppet Theater Captive Audience. This is the one that was in the little short that they had on Peacock that was announced to be here at the event in 2021. We have yet to receive any announcement on whether this is coming or not. And now we are moving on to probably one of my least hyped houses for this year's event. At H, we have Haunting of Hill House, the Netflix show Haunting of Hill House. This is going to be in the new parade building. This is not changed at all. Was really hoping it was eventually going to change just because the hype of this show has started to die down. it's not looking like it's going to change. They're looking like they're going to keep it and keep that partnership with Netflix, which is kind of a bummer for me. A lot of people hate on me for not liking the show. I just think it's a really slow moving show that I just really could not get into. But maybe the house will be better. I don't know. Hopefully we'll see. We'll see. Now moving on to I is a house that I personally have been through. It was there for 2 days at the end of HHN Light. This is Beetlejuice and still is going to be in the old parade building. I am really looking forward to see if they change this house at all from when I saw it back in October. And I'm really hoping that they amp up some of the scares in it and that we actually get some in-your-face scares now that some of the social distancing type stuff has started to be lifted a little bit. So hopefully we get a really good event this year for that. But finally, our last house that we have to cover is J, and it has been rumored that they have started construction for this, that you can hear and smell sawdust and wood outside of the Shrek theater. And it is a back and forth battle between which of these two is going to be in this location to take over the spot for Billie Eilish that was supposed to be there. And that is Creepshow or Halloween 3. Now the reason that Halloween 3 is now all of a sudden super thought of as being what's going to be in this spot, the reason that it's there is because over in Hollywood, at Universal Hollywood, it's looking like the Waterworld queue is definitely going to be Halloween 3. So possibly we'll get a coast-to-coast comparison of the house, and maybe we'll have it over here. Or they'll give us Creepshow, which is what they had last year, and maybe switch it up a little bit with a different season. I don't know. I'm really excited to see how this turns out. This is probably one of the first times in terms of HHN speculation that we actually don't have a set-in-stone house. Like, it's a house that, at this late of a stage, we have no idea what it could be. It could be either of these two. They could throw a whole wrench into the operation and give us an original in this spot. I honestly have no idea, but one of these two seems like a more probable option. And with one of the scare zones, one of them definitely seems more likely than the other. Now we are going to move on to the scare zones. Now these have changed slightly. Actually, they've changed more than not from the last speculation map, because we didn't have a lot of information on scare zones as the last speculation map. But we have 2 that have stayed the same and 3 that are brand new. The 2 that have stayed the same, starting off in Production Central, which is right out front of the entrance, is our 30th anniversary scare zone. This is probably going to be a picture scare zone where you get to take pictures with some of your favorite characters from the past 30 years of HHN. Probably going to have like icons in there, some characters like Meets, stuff like that. Super interesting. Hopefully that pans out. I'm sure it will. That's probably one of the more definite scare zones that we're going to have this year. The other one that has stayed the same is in Central Park, having a Terra Cruentus scare zone. The Terror Queen, once again, coming back every 15 years. Technically, it's 15 years of the event now, not 15 years in real life, because the event last year got canceled. So the story doesn't really line up all that well, but I'm glad that they are at least having her come back for this event like she was supposed to last year. But now moving on to the new scare zones. Heading all the way to the back, we are going to go into New York, and this is a new scare zone which I believe is an original. I have no recollection of a movie or any IP that this could be, and that is Seek and Destroy. Now, I have no idea what this could possibly be. Could be some sort of like... Oh, I literally have no idea what this could be. This scare zone's an interesting one, as it could be some kind of post-apocalyptic scare zone, something like that, which I would really like to see, but I'm interested with that one. But now moving on to San Francisco. San Francisco is a little bit of an interesting one that allows me to have a little bit of speculation because it's not very specific. So this one just says Eddie Zone. Now Eddie, for those who do not know, is a scrapped icon that was supposed to be at the 2001 event, and he is Eddie Schmidt, which is Jack's brother. Now, Eddie is known for being in a couple of houses over the past 30 years of the event. In most cases being in the Run house. He's been in 2 different Run houses, Run Hostile Territory and Run Blood, Sweat, and Fears. Now, could this Eddie zone just be a bunch of people running around just being a chainsaw brigade for just dressed up as Eddie? Or, which is my personal thought, could this be a Run scare zone? Which would be the first time that we've seen that type of story brought to a scare zone rather than a house like it's been the other 2 times. So I'm really interested to see how this one pans out, because Eddie is probably one of my favorite icons that was never technically an icon. I still love the whole character of Eddie and the story that he was supposed to have before he got canceled. But our last scare zone is in Hollywood, and this one, like I said, pairs with one of the houses that's rumored to be in the Shrek queue, or the Shrek theater, and this is Shudder. Shudder, for those who do not know, Shudder is a horror streaming service that specializes in their own version of horror and drama and suspenseful movies and TV shows, which, for the people who do not know, Shudder specializes in Season 1 and Season 2 of the Creepshow TV show. Now, do I think that it would make sense to have that paired with the Creepshow house? Absolutely. Do I think it's likely that this could come for as small of a company that it is, being partnered with Universal? That's where I'm questioning it. Do I think that company has enough pull for Universal to be like, yeah, come to our event? But then also, you look at, oh, they don't have a lot of money to run this event this year due to the park being closed last year for a decent amount of time, so maybe they reached out to a smaller company that has a lot of properties that they could use to be able to make up a scare zone for them, a compilation scare zone to show off their company, which would be really cool to see, and like I said, would partner with a Creepshow house right next door extremely well. And now we're moving on to our shows. Now, the last time that we had a speculation map, it was show, and it was only one show, and the Fear Factor stage was going to just be a U-Rest zone. A lot has changed since that last speculation map. Now, we still do have the one show that was rumored originally, which is another Lagoon show, which I'm super excited for, and I will definitely try to see it this time around. There's no rumors on what the theme of it's going to be, but I expect it to be themed to the 30th anniversary, because it would only make sense. But now we head to Fear Factor. Fear Factor is now no longer a U-Rest zone. They are going to officially have a stage show for this event, and I could not be more excited. This is going to be a Jack stage show, as it's been rumored. Maybe the Carnival of Carnage will return. I really hope so. Like, I have never seen the Carnival of Carnage. The last time they had it was at 25, so I am begging for them to have the Carnival return to this year's event. It would just be a dream come true for me to be able to see Jack just start slicing up people and just killing them all, seeing the blender kill, seeing the wheel of torture kill. Like, it would just be amazing to see all that. But finally, our last little bit of speculation and news. Now, there are rumors going around that tickets could possibly be going on sale as early as next week. There have been rumors going around that Thursday, June 17th is a very possible date for tickets to go on sale. Whether that be single day tickets, frequent fear passes, I'm not sure, but the rumors come from a leak that came from travel agents in the Orlando area, where they were told that tickets for this year's event would be going on sale on June 17th. I'm not entirely sure how reliable that is, or if it's just someone making jokes and saying, oh, I got this inside info from these travel agencies. But honestly, it's come from multiple sources over the past couple of years, have been reliable with their intel, and I fully expect that we get some sort of announcement as well as tickets starting June 17th. But that is all the news that we have today for you guys, covering this entire speculation map. I hope you enjoyed our little rundown of where all these things are going to be throughout the park, with the little clips that I had in there, because I just really want you to be able to see where stuff is going to be throughout the park. And hopefully all this stuff does not change as much over the next couple weeks when we finally start getting some announcements. But that's it for today. If you enjoyed, please make sure that you drop a like and also comment which of these houses that I talked about or scare zones that I talked about are you most excited for. Let me know in the comments below. But as always, I've been Michael, this has been Hallowed Thrills, and I'll see you guys next time.